any basketball match? Let's go! What? A rally for the protection of men against exploitation? Let's go! What? Pizza tasting event? Let's go! What? A workshop on meditation for an entire day? Huh. Sounds fun. Why don't you go? Alone. Hey everyone, thank you so much for tuning in, and for all the newbies out there, I'm Arpita Behel welcoming you to the Crazy Wisdom, and for the oldie goldies, welcome back you guys, and I hope everyone who's watching this is doing really well. And on this note, I present to you my video number 3. Alright, so today we'll be starting off with our Zodiac series, and as we all know and as tradition goes, we'll be commencing with the first sign of the Zodiac belt, Aries, the ones I really adoringly call the selfish saints. So, without further ado, put on your thinking caps and your wisdom boots. Let's shoot. Alright, so Aries, the first sign of our beloved Zodiac belt. These are also known as the eternal prince and princesses of the Zodiac, and that is because these people never really grow old into kings and queens. And even if the situation demands somewhere in their lives, they might grow up, but they never really grow old into one. And that is because of the reason that Aries defines youth. And because of that, these people always remain young from the core of their hearts throughout. And this is so much so that even when you meet a 70-year-old Arian, you would still find him or her exhibiting the vibrancy and, passion of a 17-something. Somehow. And this is something that you really need to experience if you still haven't. Now with youth, these people get speed, an impulse and an excessive energy to do anything that comes their way. Whether it seems possible or impossible, they have to put their heads into it. This is what the typical Aryan trait is. Their drive, their whatever it takes to do or be attitude in life. And Aries truly justifies being the fire sign because just like that fire, they want to run wild and untamed. They want to spread their wings in all possible directions, looking for that one thing that continuously sort of provides them with that kick in life to move ahead and move on and refrain themselves from everything that fails to provide them with that stimulus. The same way that fire does. It quadruples in strength when it comes in contact with petrol or kerosene and kind of fizzles out as soon as water touches it. Now, the significator of Aries is the ram, the tough mountain sheep which lives off a rough terrain and sort of fights its horns off for food and space. And strikingly similar to this is the Aries personality, for they cannot survive a day if they don't have anything to compete with or fight for in their daily routines. Without that, their life becomes dull and boring and they cannot move on in an actionless life. And that is the reason why Aries are really rough and tough competitors, They fight for anything and everything that they believe in and anyone and everyone that they believe in, without a single trace of guilt or refrain pulling them out or down. And you know what the most attractive part about them is? That they put in the same amount of zeal and effort to fight for someone else as they would put in to fight for their own selves. And this is one extraordinary feature that kind of makes them stand apart in a crowd. Now, the Aries personality is famous for being one of the most attractive, dynamic, and strongest, and they are known to have one of the most imposing charismas. And this is something that can drive even the most strongest of personalities off their tracks, even if it does only for a while. And all of this Aries gets through minimum investment, Even an Aries girl will be a typical low maintenance 5 minutes to get ready type, and even after that, when she enters a room full of people, somehow her hair will be the one shining the most and her eyes will be the one sparkling the most, and she'll be the one attracting the most eyeballs in that gathering. And all of this they get because they are the babies of the zodiac, because Aries is the first sign of the zodiac and first represents birth, freshness and newness in anything. And we all know that when a baby enters a room, he suddenly becomes that honeypot that kind of attracts all the bees towards it. And he does all of that without anything, actually, without doing anything, His self-engrossed behavior and the passionate genuinity of his eyes and the curiously stuck smile on his face and his adamant shout at the top of his lungs for that one thing which has suddenly caught his attention without a care in this world of what inconvenience it might be causing to the people around them is a true significator of being an Aries. And he he gets all of the attention that he seeks because of this, regardless of the fact that he might be in a bloomer or dolled up in a three-piece suit. This is what Aries truly are. They are original, raw. Whatever they do it in an unveiled and tactless way. These people are completely open, and whatever Aries feel, they just say it on your face and they went out and move on. They have nothing hidden inside their hearts. They have no grudges to hold against anyone, and that is the reason why everyone sort of loves the baby in the end of all of it. They are the cardinals of the zodiac, which blesses them with excessive leadership skills, which kind of makes them carry groups and groups of people forward. But this sort of affects their relationships as well, because in their manner of extreme transparency and zero tact, these people don't shy away from declaring or saying that they are over something or someone. And this is because of the reason that they are not careful planners, they are impulsive doers. Now, this doesn't at all mean that Aries are drifters or disloyal people, because this is also a known fact that, there is no other sign which is more passionate or loyal when it comes down to relationships. But seriously, they don't have the strength or patience to drag themselves along in a relationship that sort of starts to weigh them down with the passage of time. Aries just cannot tolerate themselves stuck in a passionless, emotionless, and feelingless scenario. And because they are the ones who need to decide and declare in any relationship, they are pro at taking these decisions objectively, and they just get up one fine day and say, you know what, hey, we're not working together and let's just break up. And once they do that, there's no looking back, and no one in this world has the capability to make them look back. Now, Aries is a sun sign that can be found everywhere. They can be seen in the battlefield fighting their heads off, or in the kitchen burning their hands off to cook that perfect meal. They can be found in debates, rallies, sports matches, marathons, plays, and protests. And you'll always find them in the front row of every line, shouting their hearts out and making their voices heard, and their opinions count, every time and everywhere that they go. They just need some passion and action to drive them along. Now, on the flip side, I would say that because Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, which governs the first house of the horoscope, or the house of self, these people might sometimes seem too self-indulgent or self-sufficient that they might lose their nearest ones in this process. Because the other person might just feel that, oh my god, this person is too self-centered that he doesn't really care about what I want or demand from a relationship. But this is absolutely untrue, because that is the reason why I've named Aries the selfish saint, because these people are not selfish, these people are not selfless. And mind me telling you that no one in this world is selfless. Name one person in this world who doesn't want his needs and desires to be fulfilled or his demands to be approved of. The only difference between Aries and other people is that they are too upfront, direct, strong, and tactless to say it in their faces that, look, in order to keep this relationship or friendship running and going, I need to feel healthy, I need to feel happy and content, because if I'm not happy in a relationship, I won't be able to keep you happy. So this does not signify selfishness. This signifies passion for self, which everyone else has, but only Aries has the guts to accept it. Another thing, now Aries as a romantic is not the scented flower bouquet type and the 4 a.m. 4 hour long conversation type, or the hidden between the lines romantic meaning type. These people are so direct and strong that when they like someone, they'll just go out, not wait for the other person to say hi, and they'll just say, like a great warrior, that, you know what, we gel together and let's get together, we'll rock it together. But always remember, guys, that the other people around you, they really need to listen to those sugar-coated words of love and romance more often than you do. And therefore, I would suggest that, take some time out, play around with those words, and tell your loved ones how much you care for them and how much your life will be incapable of functioning without them around. This would be really healthy, and it would really help you keep the fire intact, because genuinely no one has an extra machine to scan through your heart to know how much you really love them, which you do, but you really need to show them and say it to them more often. Now, the third most important point to note here is that whenever you find yourself stuck in a decision-making situation, before jumping to conclusions and actions, maybe you need to sit back, relax, and introspect about what you need to do about it. Maybe you're not needed in that rally. Maybe that person is using you way too much. And maybe that fight where you unintentionally became the center stage did more harm than good. even if all you wanted was peace. So, you need to avoid these situations in your life, because these are the places where your passion and where your um, thoughts get trashed, and you sort of realize how stupid you had been by getting involved in such situations. Just like a baby realizes only after he gets poked by that pin how stupid he was and how badly a mistake that was. So, and then as a result of all of this, it gives rise to the world famous Aries anger, which, when arouses, it is capable of making even the strongest of people run away from them. So, I would suggest that next time you get into such a situation, just meditate and think about it and take rational decisions. So, all in all, if I have to put a wrap on this, I would say that Aries are a kind of people who sort of become an inspiration for everyone around them. Because come on, who doesn't want to live that baby life again where they can be stress free and carefree all over again? And Aries actually live that life even when they grow old. And these people have so much zest and passion in them that even when they're not able to achieve their own personal goals for some reason, they often leave a blazing trail for others to follow suit, and they actually set an example of how life should truly be lived. And you don't have to worry if you meet such people who criticize you along the way, saying that, oh my god, these people are too dynamic for us, or too tactless for us, or too high on inspiration for us. Because according to me, these are brilliant traits to have, especially in the world that we live in today, where we actually need such people who can teach us how greedily we can live for living every moment in our lives. And Aries are such people who teach us that, because these are the people who actually don't know what falling back or breaking out or breaking down is. All they need and know is how to pull themselves back up together, stand up on their feet, and fight like that valiant soldier in the battlefield, and continue firing bullets to target his aim until his aim is reached, or until he gets hit by a bullet right here on here. So if I have to give a tagline to Aries, it would be that dialogue from a Bollywood movie that I don't remember right now, but that dialogue says that, Janab, जिंदगी तो यही लोग जी रहे हैं, हम तो बस सांसें ले रहे हैं. So actually, these are these kind of people who exhibit so much aura from them that it's actually somehow very intoxicating. Alright guys, with this I put curtains down on my video number 3 and the Aries sun sign, but when I come back next week, I'll come back with the next in line. But until then, do like, comment and share my video guys, and feel free to subscribe to it if you like it. I'll be really, really, really happy if you do that. And until then, you can also consult me for any sort of query that you have. I'm attaching my email address right in the section below, and you can check it out there. And yeah, that's it then. Thank you so much once again for watching and tuning in. I'll be back next week, but until then, don't forget to be crazy and wise until we meet for the next time. Bye bye, I'll see you sooner. रुक जा.